Welcome to the Quick Talk Podcast with Joshua Latimer, where we discuss business, life, family, faith, struggle, fire, pain, and ultimately winning.
It's time to take massive action. Look, I can't work harder on your life or business than you do. It's ultimately all on you.
You know, God created all the food the birds would ever need, but he doesn't put it in their nest. You've got to go get it.
10 out of 10 people die. So how about doing something today that actually matters while you still can? Hey everybody, Josh here with the Quick Talk Podcast. It is day 4. Already, we're 4 days into 2018. I hope you are 4 days closer to accomplishing all of your wildest dreams and hopes. It's going to be amazing. All you got to do is fight and claw and kick and dig and punch and wrestle your way to the top. That's it. It's just hard work. That's not scary. You got that, right? Doesn't matter how hard it is. It only matters if it's worth it. That's what I tell my kids. That's what I'm telling you. It's what I tell myself. It is awesome. So check this out. I'm going to be podcasting every single day this year. And to me, that's insane. That's like crazy. I mean, it's kind of not like other people do it, but I have a lot on my plate. It's going to be a big challenge for me to do this. So this is my 4th day in a row. I've already ran into some technical difficulties because my microphone wasn't working. So the audio quality on this might not be perfect, but nonetheless, no excuses, no exceptions. We're going to get this out. And I have a really good topic today. I did a coaching call with someone that's in my Automate, Grow, Sell bootcamp, and he was asking about getting a business partner. I've talked about this in the past, but it's been a while, and I think it dovetails nicely into the idea of getting an investor, also going into debt, either raising debt or using debt to buy equipment or to expand your business, something like that. All 3 of these things have some similar characteristics, and I have some really helpful advice for you regarding all of this stuff. So the first thing you want to realize is that your business partner or your potential business partner is not going to save the day for you. They're not there to rescue you. And you might not think that you're viewing it that way, but I want you to be honest. You kind of are, aren't you? Like there's a piece of you that's like, oh, finally, now the business will work. Oh, finally, now I can dump work under this person. And that's the wrong way to look at having a business partner. And the reason is the person that's considering being your business partner, guess what they're thinking? The exact same thing about you, probably, right? So it's a tricky thing. And I'm not anti-business partner, but I do want to tell the truth and be honest with everybody. I've dealt with so many people over the years, and I've seen nightmare after nightmare after nightmare when it comes to business partnerships. It can be very difficult. There's a lot of factors, and I'm kind of hypocritical because I have a business partner. I've had one for a long time, and he's amazing. His name's Chris Phillips. He's super smart, super awesome, but there's certain reasons that our partnership work. Number one, luck. Okay, not really luck. God, I'll say God. It was just like this magical thing, and we're very different from each other. We had very clear communication from the beginning, and we did an important thing called building fences. We built fences. So I was talking to this attorney guy, and he told me, Josh, good fences make good neighbors. When I first heard that, I was like, oh, that's gross. Like, can't we just all trust each other and just kind of like, skip through the grassy knoll and like eat lollipops? Like, of course you can't. That's not reality. But when you have a really small business, it's easy to overlook the importance of legally documenting the relationship. Who gets what? Who's responsible for what? What happens if your business partner becomes a raging alcoholic? What happens if you become a crackhead? God forbid, that would be so awful. Don't do that. Your teeth are going to fall out. But the point is that you need to have included in your operating agreement all these other clauses, right, that aren't part of a standard operating agreement. You need to kind of build the fences and define the roles and really, really, really communicate who's supposed to do what. The other thing with a partnership, because no one's there to save your day, the reason they should be there, if you're considering doing this, is to complement your weaknesses. And hopefully your strengths complement their weaknesses. Not everybody is perfect at everything, right? You might have a couple things that you are a superstar at that you could be just amazing at if you could focus on them, like sales or marketing or finance or systems or the structure, the architecture of the company. If you're bringing in a partner, make sure you're bringing in someone who is wicked good with customers and relations and being on time to appointments and doing the service and running the crews or whatever. Make sure that there's equally distributed responsibility, but in different areas lined up with your strength. Hopefully that makes sense, because I use the marriage example a lot when I talk about partnerships, and not just me, like it's common. A business partnership is almost identical to a marriage, not just legally, but in how messy it is if you try to undo it. Imagine if you glued two pieces of paper together. And you put some Elmer's glue on two sheets of paper and you stuck them together and let it dry. If you try to dissolve that partnership, it's like getting a divorce. It's like trying to pull those pieces of paper back apart. And although you'll get some shards and shreds and pieces of paper, you're never going to have your original whole piece of paper because it's not possible. It's messy, it's gross, and it's terrible. So make sure you have the right heart, the right intentions going into it, and make sure that you know that this other person does too. The other thing you want to make sure is that one of you has absolute control. I am not an advocate of 50-50 business partnerships. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Somebody has to be able to set the vision, lead the charge, and make the final decision if there's some sort of impasse or something, right? And that's scary for the other guy or girl, but it has to be that way. And it actually makes things work better. There has to be a clear leader, someone who makes the final decisions, even though you could pay yourself equally, even though you can, always consult each other. In fact, I had the majority control partnership with my situation, but I never had to ever pull rank or something. It's not about that. It's about drawing lines in the dirt and establishing clear fences on who does what, who's responsible for what happens if you want to force them to buy out. Make sure you have a clause to do that. If you guys can't work together anymore, how do you make this person go away? Well, there should be a clause about that. And there's simple ways to do that stuff. When it comes to debt or getting an investor, the same thing is kind of true. What happens is we have a business that's broken or it's not working properly, it's frustrating, it's not profitable, it's stuck, something's wrong. And so as we grasp at straws in our frustration, trying to figure out how to fix this, how to finally, get unstuck, the allure of debt or investor money, if you have stumbled upon that opportunity, is really powerful, because the wheels start turning in your head and you're like, oh my gosh, $30,000? I could buy the best rig carpet cleaning machine on the planet for that. I could buy the newest equipment for my store or whatever. That stuff isn't going to fix your business. It's going to give you a nice shiny thing, but the fundamental pieces that are broken are still totally broken. And the way that it should work with investment capital or any capital is you spend and deploy capital so that you can get a return on your investment, and you only spend it or push it into a system or a business that's already working. You invest in something that's working so you can scale it. You don't throw good money at a bad business to try to duct tape it together or try to just buy yourself some time and runway. That's really risky, right? Think about my app, Send Jim. So my app, I'm not a developer or anything, but it started with some pieces of paper with me drawing out and sketching what the screens would look like on my app. And this is years ago. The app looks nothing like these papers. But imagine I took those pieces of paper and tried to get an investor to give me money. I didn't actually do this in our case, but if I would have, there would have been an extreme amount of risk for that investor because I have nothing in place. I have no systems. I have no team. I have no minimum viable product, let alone a full product. I don't have proof of concept. I don't have product market fit. I don't have social proof. I don't have anything. It's pure risk. If your business is not stable and profitable and growing and healthy, and it has some basic systems, and then you plow some cash into it, what do you think is going to happen? You're not just going to get lucky. It doesn't work like that. Good businesses are good by design, not by luck, not by mistake. The good news is that you don't have to be a rocket scientist genius, geneticist, astrophysicist to build a successful service company at all. You don't have to, but you need to put in the dirty, gross, boring work at a basic level to lay the foundation for your company before you ever consider getting married through a business partnership or taking on the stress, pressure, and responsibility of getting an investor or getting a bunch of debt. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to beat you guys up. I want to be encouraging, but if you've had a hard year and your mind is wandering towards maybe I just need a little loan and that'll fix it, or I just need to get this piece of equipment and that'll fix it, almost always that's not true. I understand it totally feels true, and you're yelling at your podcast device right now saying, Josh, you don't understand, Josh. No, I do understand. And the reason I know it's true is that there's only two primary things that even need to happen in your business for you to get up to $1 million. You have to understand how to assemble a team that likes their job and feels valued and understands what to do and is rewarded for doing it. And you have to understand sales and marketing. That's it. You don't need capital or anything to do that. You just need you. You just need your mouth. You just need your vision. Your passion is transferable. The motivation that you feel inside yourself is transferable. And on the flip side, the fear and the uncertainty and the confusion that you have inside of yourself, if that's the case, is also transferable. And it transfers into the team around you. It'll transfer into your business partner. If you don't have a vision, if you don't have clarity, if you don't have any success or confidence or anything, don't get into debt trying to fix it. Let's fix it on our own first through action. It's very inexpensive to build confidence. You just go out with your shoes on, put your little coat on if it's cold, right? Grab yourself a bottle of water and go start shaking hands, kissing babies, and networking like a maniac like you never have before. The number one thing you can do for your business is to invest your time into growing your business through sales and marketing. And next time you interview and recruit someone, even if you feel cheesy, try to be a little inspirational. Try to communicate to them that you care about them and their family and their future, and that you're going to build an empire and they're going to be a part of it. And that you treat your business like it's your child. It's family, right? That you're with them, not against them. It's not us versus them. It's just us. Try to do that. See what happens. If you're having employee issues, change the way that you are. And then see if you still have employee issues. Keep tweaking. If you're having sales and marketing issues, change what you're doing. And I guess I'll just wrap up with this. Going into debt, getting investment money, or taking on a business partner is a really serious, permanent, long-term decision that should not be made in a moment of short-term frustration. Oh man, that's good. I should have wrote that down. That's a quote. Why don't you tweet that out and tag me in it? But it's a very permanent thing that you can get caught up in a moment's decision, and then you're stuck with it for a long time. It's kind of like getting a tattoo after you spent a night partying, in New Orleans, and it seems like a good idea to tattoo a unicorn on your left butt cheek. But then you realize that for the rest of your life, you now have a unicorn on your left butt cheek. Don't do it. Be thoughtful. And only do these things if your business is already working. And if it's not, just focus on sales and marketing. Hey, guys, I appreciate you. Why don't you share this? Isn't this helpful? Couldn't this help someone change the trajectory of their business, or they're about to make a horrible mistake and you could be their hero? You could save the day just by sharing this podcast. It's free. Tag me in it. That's like giving me a virtual high five on Facebook or wherever you share it. Or if you want to give me 2 virtual high fives, which is double the amount of high fives, then give me a review on iTunes, a 5-star one, preferably if you're nice. That would be amazing. It helps us, get the word out to more people, which is why I'm doing 365 podcasts this year and why I'm doing everything I can to deliver you very unique, valuable content, teaching, inspiration, motivation, and whatever else I deliver. So thank you all. If you're looking to check out Send Jim, if you don't know what it is, my software company can help you not only get new customers whenever you want using Radius Bomb, our amazing, very unique, nothing like it in the world, hyper-targeting map solution to send direct mail postcards to specific homes and specific streets. So it's amazing. But it also helps you retain the customers you already have by sending them gifts and brownies and postcards and appointment reminders, all automated, 100% automated. It's amazing. Go to sendjim.com and check it out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, friends. And from all of us here at the Quick Talk Podcast team, we hope you loved today's show. We hope that you were inspired to become a doer and not just a listener. Apply what you've heard today in your own business and watch things change for the better. Lastly, remember that all the money in the world can't save your soul. Seek first the kingdom of God, my friends. We'll see you next time.
For more information about the Quick Talk Podcast or Joshua's other businesses, visit our website, Quick Talk Podcast.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, friends. And from all of us here at the Quick Talk Podcast team, we hope you loved today's show. We hope that you were inspired to become a doer and not just a listener. Apply what you've heard today in your own business and watch things change for the better. Lastly, remember that all the money in the world can't save your soul. Seek first the kingdom of God, my friends. We'll see you next time.
For more information about the Quick Talk Podcast or Joshua's other businesses, visit our website, quicktalkpodcast.com. Have a blessed day.